Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Madam Shawl. Okay, you have done with your teaching with Sir Dr. Khairi. So I'll proceed with explaining the tutorial. So what will I do with the tutorial? I will teach you how to answer the past year's question after you have learned that particular topic. Okay. PYQ means past year's question 1. Dr. Khairi already gave the link in your future. So please make sure you download this so that it will be easier for you to do your exercise. Okay, so first of all, for your information, we have different types of question. Okay, so this type of question is essay question. Alright, so we have another types of question. Sorry, it's not this one. Which is the multiple choice question. Okay, this is another type of question. And here we have structure question or short answer question. Okay, they give you one question and they have additional question, short question below it. And then this is also short answer question, short answer question, short answer question, and this is the essay question. Alright, normally essay question is 10 marks. Okay, so for chapter 1 you learn about the economic concept, economic problems, branches, the definition, and also you learn about the PPC, production possibility curve. Okay, so for this particular chapter, the question will be asked in essay form only. Okay, so this is the compilation of past year's question in essay form for chapter 1. Okay, see question 1. Using appropriate examples, explain 4 basic economics problem. Define macroeconomics as 4 basic economic problems. See, every question is the same. So why bother? Tak banyak-banyak sekaligus kan? Tak. Because I would like to show you question ni sebenarnya rotate sahaja. Because we don't have much to ask, right? Because it's about economic problem. What more can you ask in essay form? Okay, so this question come out in 2014. This one is 2015. This one in past final exam for 2019. So basically the same question came out later in each year. Okay, so how to answer this? If it's worth 10 marks, meaning that you need to answer in essay form lah. Okay, first dia kata define microeconomics. If I choose this one, and kalau yang ni tak ada lah sebab dia tak nak define microeconomics. Yang ni define microeconomics. So you already learned in your class define microeconomics. Economics means a social science to studies how scarce productive resources are allocated efficiently to fulfill human wants. Branch ekonomi ni adalah sains sosial, bukan sains yang belajar dalam kelas sains tu. Itu adalah kajian sains yang kita nak tahu tindak tanduk apa yang akan berlaku setelah kita make something, right? Tapi ini social science maksudnya a science that study about human behavior on how we use scarce productive resources, the land, labor, capital, entrepreneur yang limited and try to fulfill the unlimited wants of the human. So isu ekonomi wujud disebabkan ni. So it's enough if you give this, you can get full marks. So here, if it's 10 marks, define macroeconomics is 2 marks. Okay, explain 4 basic economics problem with example. So we have 4 basic economics problem here. What to produce, how to produce, how much to produce, for whom to produce. So because this one is 2 marks, so the rest is 8 marks, right? So we have 4, meaning that 2 each. Okay, but it's not enough if you write it down. Ni je, tak boleh. You tak akan dapat full marks. So bila you tulis what to produce, you akan dapat half. explanation dia, you akan dapat 1.5 marks. Okay, so Dr. Khairida ajarkan what does it mean by what to produce. So because we have the problem of scarcity, we should decide what to produce. For example, in the country, we only have a piece of land left. Okay, so with the scarce land, our scarce resources, we need to decide what to produce. So if you read the textbook, how to decide what to produce is based on the needs the society most needed. Okay, and this question asks for examples. Sebab tu saya mention about land. Okay, in the country there is only a piece of land, and we need to decide what to produce, the best usage of the land according to the needs of the people. If you explain like that, you can get 1.5 marks. So settle 2 marks here. How to produce. And then you need to explain what does it mean by how to produce. The method of producing the goods. We have 2 methods. Either capital intensive, meaning that you use machinery to produce the goods, or labor intensive. We use human capability to produce the goods. Okay, so now after we have decided what to produce, we need to decide how to produce. Either using machinery or labor intensive, capital intensive or labor intensive. And which method we will choose is the cheapest method that will save costs. Okay, so some country, the cheapest method is using labor, especially developing country, negara membangun. Sebab cost of labor, the wages of the labor is cheap. But for developed country, negara maju, they prefer use capital intensive because people in that country, their wages is expensive. So, for example, nak bina rumah kan, kalau di negara maju, you need to hire, kalau labor intensive untuk buat satu buah rumah, you need to hire 10 labor. Tapi because the country is high income country, their wages is expensive, mahal. So much better for high income country, developed country ni, we use capital intensive, meaning that membina rumah menggunakan machinery. So tengok Discovery Channel, right? So kalau dekat Jepun, dekat US, it take only 1 day to build our house. At least tengok kes macam coronavirus lah. Di China berapa minggu je dia buat hospital. So that's the benchmark. Okay, and next, how much to produce? We need to decide so that there won't be any wastage. Okay, so how much the society needs, that much we must produce to avoid wastage. Okay, depending on the needs of the people. And for whom to produce, who are we going to give the product to? Okay, for example, I prefer you to answer yang ada relation tau, daripada what to produce, how to produce, for whom to produce, for whom to produce, how much to produce. For example, I said, okay, in Terengganu there is only a piece of land left. Okay, so what to produce, we decide what to produce based on the needs of the people there. Alright, and then after we have conduct the survey, ada yang minta nak shopping mall yang besar macam Mid Valley. Okay, and needs of the people lah tu. And another survey we conduct, ada 20 family lagi gelandangan di Terengganu yang duduk bawah jambatan. So which one most needed? Shopping mall ke rumah untuk those gelandangan? It should be the houses for those homeless, right? So what to produce based on the most needed by the society is the house. Next, kita go for how to produce. So we are in Malaysia, in Terengganu. We are a developing country. Kita bukan developed country, kita negara membangun. So how to produce? The cheapest method is using labor intensive. So we decide to use labor intensive to produce the house. How much to produce? Depends on the amount of gelandangan tu lah. Saya kata ada 20 family, right? So takkanlah kita nak buat rumah panjang and letak semua satu family, dia akan menimbulkan banyak issue, right? So a piece of land, macam mana kita nak cater for 20 families? Maybe kita boleh buat flat. Okay, and for whom to produce, we already decided the house is for the homeless. So you are not supposed to produce apartment or condominium because it's expensive. They cannot afford that. Okay, of course, homeless cannot afford to buy any house. The thing is, this is maybe under the scheme of the government to help the people there. So, the best is to accommodate all 20 family, we build out flat. So, for home to produce, the target audience, who will get the product? Alright? Next is, this is the same question. The way you answer the question is the same. Okay? So, mengarang lah. Because even though this is not subject English ke apa ke, this is essay question, you need to write it down. Jangan tulis yang ni je dan expect dapat full mark. No, you won't. Okay. Question 2. Using relevant example, explain the concept of scarcity, choices and opportunity cost. See? Nampak tak? Ini semua adalah question yang sama from the different years. Saya cut kat sini, saya nak menunjukkan there are different ways of asking the same question. Okay, so you already learned with Dr. Khairi how to answer about scarcity. What is scarcity? The resources in the country are limited. What are the resources? The land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. They are limited. So, our human wants, kehendak manusia, is unlimited. That's why we need to find the best method to try to fulfill all the needs of the people. Take for example, in Singapore, the country is very small, they are lacking of land, but they have lots of population. So everybody would like to have their own house, right? So dia tak boleh buat landed house, rumah sebuah-sebuah macam kat kita, buat banglo satu family seorang, because they have limitation in terms of the land. So what will they do? They build up houses yang bertingkat, macam condominium, apartment, flat and so on, so that they can accommodate the people there. Okay, so this is how economics solve the solution, solve the problem, the solution for the problem. Okay, tak perlu galakkan rakyat berpindah keluar negara sebab kita cukup tanah dan nak buat rumah. Tak, kita ada solution for every problem yang wujud. Okay, in terms of choice, okay, when you have the problems of scarcity, you make choice. You kena buat pilihan. Okay, macam yang saya bagi contoh example tadi of what to produce, how to produce dekat sini kan. I already mentioned it. Ada orang yang request untuk buat shopping mall, and ada homeless yang request a shelter for them to live. So the best is yang most needed. So itulah choice kita. Kita tak boleh ambil dua-dua, nak buat shopping mall sekali lepas tu buat rumah untuk homeless, sebab kita ada limitation. The land is only a piece. Okay, we need to choose. Alright, and then in terms of opportunity cost, the one option yang you tak choose tu, itu akan jadi opportunity cost. Opportunity cost means the foregone cost, cost yang you terpaksa lepaskan if you choose one choice. For example, tadi kita choose to produce house for the homeless, so the foregone cost, the opportunity cost is the shopping mall. We cannot build up a shopping mall because we only have a piece of land. We already utilized the piece of land to build houses for the homeless, so we don't have left to build up shopping mall. This shopping mall will become the opportunity cost. So you have several more ways to explain this. For example, in terms of scarcity of money, you as a student, you have 10 ringgit to spend every day maximum, meaning that you have scarcity of money, right? Meaning that you cannot go beyond that. You have only 10 ringgits. The thing is, you have plenty of things to do with the 10 ringgit. First of all, you want to go to the wayang and watch movie with your friends. Okay, worth 10 ringgit. Second one, you want to print out the material for the course, for the eco. So, bila ambil semua material tu, semua 10 ringgit. Also worth 10 ringgit. And the third one, you would like to eat lunch. Also worth 10 ringgit. So, everything is 10 ringgit, but you only have one 10 ringgit. Kalau you nak fulfill all three, you kena ada 30 ringgit. That means scarcity. You only have 10 ringgit. So you need to choose between going to the cinema to watch movie, buying a manual for the class, or going for lunch. So most students, if I ask, they go for lunch. Okay, so if you choose to go for lunch, you spend the 10 ringgit for lunch. So the other two, which is going to the cinema and buy material for eco, will be the opportunity cost, the cost you need to forego. Okay, so that is how you answer that. And question 3, explain 4 factors of production, give an example each. So this one, the higher already teach you, you need to explain what is land. Okay, in translation, land tanah, tapi in economic sense, lands mean the natural resources bestowed by Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala to us. Apa saja yang ada di alam semula jadi kita ni. Okay, and then we have labor. So explain what is labor, or according to the one explained by Dr. Khairi lah. And then if you need extra note for that, I have also here, because we will be learning this in chapter 5 juga. Land is all natural resources, the gift of nature. The example is land, forest, water, and all natural resources, and etc. And the second one is labor, physical and mental talent which has been used in production process. Okay, the third one is the capital, production aids. It's also considered as the continuation of work. So this is machinery, tools to produce good. Okay, and the last one is entrepreneur. How is it different, the entrepreneur and labor? Because the entrepreneur is the one with the skills and knowledge to produce something, while labor is the one who listen to the entrepreneur of how to produce anything. Okay, so refer this back to the notes, the teaching material by Dr. Khairi. Okay, that's it. All the best. Please try the question and do the writing. Okay.